Hi, John Guandolo with Understanding the Threat with your weekly roundup. For this, the first full week in March 2020. Very quickly, what has happened this week? Well, a couple huge things. Number one, the case against General Michael Flynn was dropped. What are the implications of that? And we see that with the Chinese coronavirus, a lot of information has come out. And how does that affect us and what does it tell us? Well, both of these stories, if you will, the evidence and the information that surrounds them, again, we've actually known for quite a while. In the case of Michael Flynn, it's now been confirmed with both the information that came out last week as well as the information that's come out this week. With coronavirus, it's much of the same and it really adds on. And what is the real total picture here? That there is an ongoing coup against the President of the United States in order to bring down the United States or weaken it so that our enemies can literally bring us down. We now know that you've got the former CIA Director John Brennan, the former FBI Director James Comey, the former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, the former Deputy Assistant Director for the FBI's Counterintelligence Division, Peter Strzok, and others at the FBI, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, the Chairman of the Intel Committee in the House, Adam Schiff, former President of the United States, Barack Obama, and many others involved in a coup against the President of the United States, who intentionally set up the Director of National Security for the President of the United States and had him removed because they knew that he would be an obstacle to what they were trying to do. What they didn't count on was President Trump firing James Comey. This also raises a serious question as to why H.R. McMaster was allowed to stay in his position and they didn't go after him. Well, I would argue it's because they were doing the communist Marxist bidding, i.e. the Democrat Party and their nefarious allies, did their bidding for them. Because it was H.R. McMaster who actually fired Richard Higgins, the former Director of Strategic Planning for the National Security Council, who was speaking truth about the communists inside the components of the government and the jihadis who were working in a coordinated manner against the President of the United States, which means working against liberty and the American people. And what do we see in this Chinese COVID virus? What we now know, that it's been a total lie from the beginning. And I want to encourage all of you to be open to the fact that the coronavirus may have been intentionally released by the Chinese government in a coordinated fashion with communist elements both internationally and in the United States, which necessarily means with leaders of the Democrat Party. Now that we know what they have absolutely and for sure been doing, so I have to raise some questions. Why are Republican leaders like Mitch McConnell shocked that all of a sudden, now that we know it, because it's being pressed in their faces? This was stuff we knew 3 years ago. Remember, folks, the problem is not jihadis acting like jihadis or communists acting like communists. The problem are Republican establishment leaders like Mitch McConnell, who's married to a woman who is likely an agent of the Chinese government to begin with. That's the problem. The president is a one-man army fighting up there with very few allies. We, the American people, have to stand behind him because understanding the threat is so effective. There are many people trying to shut down our communications, and it should be no shock that my personal Twitter and Understanding the Threat's Twitter account were shut down over a year ago. We established a second account, but that's been frozen for approximately a month. And our Facebook account this week has now been essentially frozen out. Now, we've established a new Facebook account, but we don't expect we're going to get a whole lot of traction. But you can find us at on Facebook at UTT. but we are putting out a lot of information on Parler. And if you don't have Parler, we encourage you to drop Twitter and go to Parler. We're at UTT on Parler. Follow us there. Understanding the threat empowers you, the citizen, with tools to identify and dismantle communist and jihadi networks at the local level. Use this as a resource. Use our training. Come visit us at understandingthethreat.com as we take the fight to the enemy and put freedom back on the offensive where it belongs. Thank you, and God bless you.